It's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, play, play. Who don't? Long time coming, black on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying to selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Sun up to sun up from Monday to Sunday. We maxing the limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving the mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation. I'm finessing the visit. First class, my feet up high in the air on business.
Yeah. What's happening?
Hey,
I left for 1 week and my desk is gone. But anyway, welcome to TSR Live, man. I'm one of your hosts, Tom Capone. This is where we celebrate culture. Of course, we're going to debate the norms and share our opinions on trending topics.
Yes, Roomies. What's up? I'm Keke, your other co-host. And the most important thing here is we are live and interactive. So drop your comments in the chat. I know you got a lot to say. And make sure you like and subscribe to the Shade Room's YouTube channel. And chime in because we want you to be a part of the conversation, of course.
that's right. Hey, Roomies, we got a big show for you, man. I'm your other host, Zach Boog. We got Trae Tha Truth here. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is pulling up. And we have a special guest from Stars BMF. But you got to stick around to find out who it is.
Is it Big Meech?
I'm not telling. You got to stick around.
You never know. How about this, Roomies? If you're ready, let's get it. All right. A judge has reportedly denied DDG's temporary restraining order against Halle Bailey. Now, you know, they've been going through a little bit of back and forth. Now, as we reported yesterday on the Shade Room, DDG filed a request to prevent Halle from taking their son out of the country and sought a temporary restraining order alleging he was a victim of abuse in their relationship. This has gotten, well, it's actually went from bad to really bad.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Yeah. I don't even know what to think about it at this point. Zach, you said, we were talking about this earlier. You were talking about there was some text messages, right?
Yeah, DDG posted some text messages that he submitted to the court, that was submitted to the court for the proof of, you know, the instability that he was claiming that Halle had. You know what I'm saying? As somebody who has dealt with the system in custody battles, I knew that restraining order wasn't gonna work. I mean, and it's really just because the men in the court in that court system, you know how bad and out and down and out the woman has to be for you to get custody and stop anything.
She's got to be on cocaine.
It's got to be really, really, really bad. But I do like that DDG is fighting in court. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. It's so public and everything. But here's what they got to really understand, in my opinion. I think they have to understand that the child is going to suffer when they beef. You know what I'm saying? When, if you try to take the child just with the mom or just with the dad or just the child is going to suffer. So just try to keep that as the number one focus. And, you know, hopefully they can get there, you know, they're back and forth squared away. I really do wish them the best because I know what it feels like to be in that hot seat. Well, I know what it feels like.
It's a nasty place.
It's a nasty place.
Terrible.
Nasty place. Hate to see it for him. Let's go ahead and move to this. Another terrible thing happened over this week. Brian McKnight lost his son, Nico, this week. But instead of mourning his son, he called out his brother, Claude McKnight, and his son's mother in a strange video and message. Take a look at this.
Big thanks to Claude McKnight's tasteless and self-aggrandizing announcement on TikTok that frankly was not his to make. In my opinion, he inserted himself and used Nico's death as an opportunity instead of letting him pass with respect and dignity. It has instead turned into a circus, a mockery of a life now lost, making this tragedy into a reality show type drama. While that was unfolding, my family and I flew home to Maui and had a private memorial remembering him and all the good times. The last time he and I spoke, we offered him all the help we could provide. We had the #1 oncologist on deck for him and a team of specialists on standby with private care in our home. He and his mother declined. The door of communication was open and remained open until his death. To the self-proclaimed mama bear, may God have mercy on your soul for not allowing him to accept that help and not allowing him to use that line of communication.
Tom, was you there?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out how the Hennessy bottle made the video.
Because Hennessy was probably
I'm trying to figure out.
Hennessy was probably
That ain't got nothing to do.
Was you holding the camera?
Hennessy was probably more than likely either Nico's favorite drink or and they made it like that. And I hope, and I know it's been talk with our brand team of being able to send a engraved bottle.
Oh, that's nice
to them, man, to try to help that situation out, man, and ease. You know, when you get those kind of sympathy gifts, it makes people feel better.
I just feel like with this, I feel like Brian McKnight had to try to clear his name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with what he said. I just feel like, you know, it came out that, you know, as if it was presented as if Brian McKnight didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Or he completely ignored this situation or wasn't there. And I think he's clearing his name. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
and he lost his son. We gotta have some empathy there.
Absolutely.
He lost his son. Like, it's got to be some empathy.
People have been following the story for a while, and there's been, you know, accusations that he completely put off his children. He had another Brian McKnight Jr. Like, I ain't never seen that be done before.
That's tough.
So you can't really fault the public for, you know, having questions about his relationship with his kids when you do something like that.
Well, George Foreman had all his kids were named George.
That's true, but it was like he did it to replace the Brian McKnight Jr. that he had originally. Like, don't act like you don't know the story. My thing is, when you doing a video where you whispering and ain't nobody else there, I don't believe none of you guys.
No, Keke,
don't whisper to me.
I will say about this situation, because it's so volatile. There's definitely his side, the other side, and the truth somewhere in the middle. But again, and I would urge anybody in this type of situation, I get it, man. Sometimes your baby moms, and trust me, I know about baby mothers that'll get on your nerves. God bless them. We all in a great space. Let it stay like that, Lord. But but what I would say is that even though you get in those tough spaces, man, them still your kids, and your kids you're going to have tough spaces. They're going to have where they don't seem like they appreciate you, but this is the type of thing that you don't know what's going to happen. Life throws these curveballs at you, and it's just for your son to pass away, and then you not being able to help take care of him. It's tough. It's just the whole thing just tough. It doesn't feel good.
Well, we can get into this as another tough thing, but Judge Mathis may not be overseeing the Diddy trial, but he has ruled in a judgment. Y'all can take a look at the judge giving his 2 cents. My favorite judge. But during a recent episode of the Mathis verdict, the judge said Diddy was never a real gangster and the streets didn't fear him. He also said if the trial ended today, that he would give Diddy 5 to 10 years in state prison. That's okay. Right. Diddy is being charged in federal court, not state court. But what do you guys think about the judge's commentary about that?
I think that, first of all, the judge broke it down in a way that everybody understood. And people have been going back and forth about this. Yes, if Diddy was being tried in a state court, he'd go to jail. Now, a lot of people are trying to say that it still hasn't proved anything as far as those RICO charges, sex trafficking charges against Diddy. So a lot of people that want to see Diddy for what he's done to Cassie and the trauma that he's caused these other people, they want to see him in jail. Some people are worried that he might walk.
Wow. Zach, what do you think?
I'm letting everything play out. I'm letting it all play out. As I see more and more, you know what I'm saying? I've kind of washed my hands with the case. You know what I'm saying? I've told y'all before, I really, after that abuse and all of that, I don't care what happens to him.
Okay.
If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've lost my empathy in that aspect from, you know what I'm saying, seeing all those. I know we a lot of attention got on to the freak offs and different things like that, but the Kid Cudi and the blowing up the car, but the alleged extorting somebody's mama.
Ain't that crazy?
For a sex tape for $20,000, she got to take a loan out on her house. Ooh, that hurt. I mean, that was that. I said that's a different level of evil to do something like that to people. Very evil. And that's why I was like, I gotta wash my hands with this, man.
Zach, they loving the look today.
Yes, Zach.
They love you fresh to death.
All right.
They loving the look today, brother.
Get in there, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That barber good now.
It's BET, baby. Here I come. All right. I see y'all. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, fellas, to give us an inside scoop on what's really happening in the courtroom, we have our TSR reporters, Saren and Bree, back to give us the 411 live from New York Welcome back, ladies.
Hey, how y'all?
Hello.
Hey, ladies,
What's
what's
up,
good?
y'all?
So
So
you
you,
crazy.
yeah, I'm sure it has. You guys have been all over the courtroom, and it looks like the judge was unhappy with Diddy today. Can you tell us what happened?
Yes, a lot happened today in court. The judge said that Diddy was looking at the jurors, which is a big no-no. He said that he was nodding vigorously at the jurors during Brianna's testimony. And of course, this was interpreted as a way to kind of like give a message to the jurors, which of course in any case is a no-no because the cases are in the jurors' hands. So he said, if this happens again, he threatened to exclude Diddy from the courtroom for the entirety of the trial. So, yeah.
Wow. Did you guys see Diddy making any motion? Like, could you see that with your own eyes?
I was not in the courtroom today, so I didn't see it with my own eyes. But a lot of the people who I spoke to that were actually in the courtroom today definitely could speak to that.
All right.
So it's bad. You can't shake your head?
No, you can't look at the jurors. It's like you're influencing them.
Right. You intimidating me, looking at me
Yeah.
and nodding at me and winking. That could be, yeah.
Nah, I
Yeah.
mean, them nodding just be like, yeah, that's true.
you can nod, but you can't look
You
at the
can't
jury
say
like,
nothing.
hey, you heard what he said, right? You can't do that. Like, no, you can't do it.
Look.
Now, speaking of the jurors, there have been a lot of talk about the jurors and their response to the testimony. Have you observed anything interesting from the way the jurors are looking?
Yeah, I can speak to that. I think the jurors, I will say also that the jury is very diverse. For anybody who has not been in the courtroom, we can speak to that. Women, men, lots of different races. And, you know, you can just tell that there's a lot of different mindsets going on during some of the testimony, especially the ones that were speaking towards some of the abuse and the things that Diddy did to women. We could see one female juror specifically, she, you know, was having an outward reaction and kind of, that was a lot of the reports going around. She was like grimacing and kind of, you know, and even when the defense came up and, you know, was doing their cross-examination, you could see maybe her opinion in her face kind of changing. She was very expressive. But I wouldn't say that that's the case for everyone. So it's kind of interesting to see.
Wow.
Do you know how many more witnesses will be called to testify before the prosecution rests their case?
We aren't sure.
Yeah, they haven't said an exact number, but I think Saren got some ideas of who people believe might come to the stand or want to come to the stand.
So I had a bunch of conversations with individuals who have been present in the courtroom or are fans of Diddy's or just people who are interested in this particular case. And I posted the interview on the page. They had a lot of suggestions for who they believe that the defense should call in defense of Diddy. They named Young Miami. They named Keke, who was the former chief of staff of Diddy's. They named D-Rock, who was a security guard who has been named multiple times throughout various witness testimonies. So we have yet to see, because of course, like they keep a lot of these things under wrap to keep the integrity of the case. So sometimes we're learning about the people who will come to the witness stand the day before, just by hearing it in court. But what's ahead is yet to be known.
When this case first dropped, before Diddy was arrested or anything, Keke, you said that you wanted to hear from who? Who'd you want to hear from?
Oh, Farnsworth Bentley.
Farnsworth Bentley.
Yeah, I did say that. But
at?
I think the statute of limits, the whatever, you know, statute
Go
of
ahead,
limitations
get it, girl. Come
have
on.
passed on Farnsworth. What we really need to hear from is Miss Keke, the assistant who has been named in by every almost witness that has got on the stand. So I've taken my attention off of Farnsworth, and now I'm looking at Keke. Because I think Farnsworth might have got out of there in time.
I still want to hear what Farnsworth got to say. if you held that umbrella, you know everything.
Come on, man. Let Farnsworth raise his family, be happy. He's like, man, quit mentioning my name.
Exactly.
You know everything.
But let me ask you, ladies, any interesting happenings or sightings outside of the courtroom?
I think it's more than interesting, to be honest. It's a lot to be inside and outside of that courtroom, because if you don't know, it's a trial that's open to the public. So at times there are people, members of the public, who are really interested in these kinds of things, and they're inside of the courtroom, they're outside of the courtroom. There's a lot of TikTok personalities, influencers, and things like that who are standing there day in and day out on live talking to their fans. One of the most interesting things that happened this week was there was a woman who was actually kicked out of the courtroom. And she's been there since the beginning of the case. Saren can attest. We've seen her since day one. That's not the first time that she's been forcibly removed from either the courtroom or the overflow room. She's gotten taken out a couple of times. She's come back in her transit uniform. She told us she used to be a MTA employee, and she's come back with her, her old transit uniform, trying to get back inside. But she actually got kicked out by the judge after screaming a message to Diddy, basically saying that people outside the courtroom were trying to get him. They were laughing at him. And she had like a little standoff with some of the court security, and she even threatened, like, if y'all take out y'all guns, I'm gonna take my gun out. So it was a lot going on.
No.
Certainly a lot happening. She ended up getting forcibly removed, and she did stay outside for the whole rest of the day. She was out there hooting and hollering and carrying on. So there's a lot more of that happens. Typically, the police are called a lot. There are a lot of Diddy supporters outside of the courthouse as well. I spoke to another gentleman who he kind of, went on a tangent saying that he used to be somebody that might have been affiliated with, famous people back in the day. And it's just a lot happening. But yeah, the people get crazy out there.
I bet.
Yeah, it's been wild.
Yeah, that's buck wild.
That was the one thing you answered that question. I was wondering, like, how is outside of the courtroom, and did Diddy even have supporters that are like, yo, Diddy didn't, and not the crazies, but people that actually had, rational thoughts and won't say anything to you guys. Did anybody actually have a rational conversation with you, or they all just yelling free Diddy?
I say it's a little bit of both. I say it's more of the crazy insanity. I mean, there's people out there playing Diddy's music. There's people out there playing Cassie's music. There's people out there with free Diddy shirts on. There's people, it's a little bit of both. I would say, Saren did get a chance to speak to a couple of people as well who are more rational, and we got a couple interviews out of them, but it's definitely, the crazy is definitely outweighing the sane out there right now.
But I will say that through a lot of my conversations with the people who are so interested in this trial that they wake up every morning and head to the courthouse, that a lot of them are saying from the witness testimony that they've heard from being inside the court that it is still 50-50. They don't know how it's going to go.
I think that's the world's view on it.
Yeah.
Just from the transcripts that we see on the Shade Room, we get a chance to see the cross-examination, and like especially the cross-examination that came out today. I forgot the name of the witness. And we were hearing it, and then they came back and kind of made it look a little different. If you read those transcripts on the Shade Room, it's still 50-50 right now.
It's very much a tug of war. It's a tug of war for sure. The prosecution is doing their job, and the defense is definitely doing their job. So it's just going to come down to what the jurors believe and how they feel in the end.
Yep. The defense is not letting up. They're definitely trying to find the best way to poke holes in this witness testimony, because of course, in a human trafficking case, it's very testimony heavy. A lot of how this case is going to end up is heavily dependent on the testimony and how it speaks to the jurors. So a lot to digest.
Yeah, right.
It's so much, but I'm glad we got you guys boots on the ground to give us all the updates from the courtroom. So I'm sure you ladies will be back to check in with us. So thank you so much for joining us. And Roomies, make sure you stay right here at TSR as Shade Room reporters Saren and Bree are boots on the ground, giving live updates on everything that is happening in the courtroom.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ladies.
Thanks, y'all.
Guys.
All right, now it looks like we've moved from the hip hop Mount Rushmore debate to the top LA rappers debate. Now, the debate started after Complex Music dropped its list of the top 50 LA rappers. Okay, I want to show y'all that.
All right, but look, let's go ahead and jump to this though, because we got one of our guests. He's a friend of the show. Let's bring in our next guest to help this debate. Zach, is Roomies. I want you to welcome Houston's own hip hop artist and activist Trae Tha Truth. What up, boy? What's happening? Welcome back to the show.
What up? He like our fourth co-host at this point. What's up?
Look, don't put me on the spot of the picking the list now.
Trae, I might be coming to Houston at the end of the month, man. I'm gonna use that Houston card now. I'm gonna hit you.
That's the red carpet gonna be rolled out for you. But y'all need to come for Trae Day. Trae Day started about 17. Won't y'all come out here and be my guest?
Oh man,
we love that.
Yeah,
we love that.
You have to.
You know how beautiful Houston
Baby, everybody big and fine in Houston. I love it. It's a very dangerous place.
Mm-hmm. somebody told me Houston the new Black Hollywood. So hey, I gotta come let y'all see it.
It is.
It's the Black Vegas for sure. That's why everybody coming. But Trae, let's get to this, man. What do you think about the complex list, man? Who's your top 5 West Coast rappers?
Man, that's a hard situation, right? But I do want to say a lot of people have to understand people who make the list, that's their personal preference. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's able to do different things. I mean, of course, I would say Nipsey up there because that's my personal brother. You know what I'm saying? You have Pac, but if you go back to the old days, I love Spice One. You know, you got Snoop, Dre, it's so many people out there as a whole. So me just being a rapper from Houston, I'd be mad if I wouldn't be on the list. So I could imagine how other artists feel. But I mean, shout out to all of them. I think everybody had their time and they run. So, you know, it just depends on how they trying to classify who's and what, you know.
These lists are plants. These lists are created to piss people off.
Yes.
That's all they are. They are created to just make people mad because there's no way you can put a list of 50 rappers on the list,
right?
And everybody be like, you know what, that's right, and everybody agree
in the correct order.
In the correct order. It's made to make people mad.
But who are y'all top 3? Just give me top 3. Real
Snoop
quick.
Dogg, Nipsey, Kendrick.
Okay.
Yeah, can't forget Kendrick. Yeah.
For me,
Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube.
Dang. I feel bad leaving Cube off.
And I gotta go my man Hurricane Gang with honorable mention MC8. I still like Kendrick. I like Kendrick, but Kendrick gave me one game.
I mean, I'm sitting there tripping. I forgot you can't forget Easy. It's so many people.
It's so, because Trae, because you know, I mean, we from the same era. That West Coast run that they had was wild.
Crazy.
Like it was like wild, bro. Like you think about it, NWA had all single artists in there. It was crazy. Then you had Dre Cuz, you had DOC, you had MC8, you had MC Ren. It's wild. It was wild out there for a while.
Listen, I don't think you can go wrong. What about you, Keke?
Y'all ready to get mad at my list?
Who you got?
Because I play all day. It's Kendrick for sure.
Okay.
Nipsey, Tupac, and then I'm putting Lil Fizz up there.
Man, get out of here, man. We out of here, man. No, man.
I just want to make y'all mad.
Oh my God. Hey man, Trae, let's get to this, man. Speaking of hip hop, man, we hear you dropping a new album on your birthday. So that means are you a Gemini?
No, I'm a Cancer.
Oh, you just missed the best one, brother. Come on, what you doing? But what's it called, man, and who's on it? Let's talk about it.
The album called Angel. It dropped July 3rd, you know, which is my birthday Trae Day celebration. It features Jeremiah. I put a record out with Honcho, Lil Papa Keke Ka. One of the dope records that I put out was with Chance the Rapper and Yolanda Adams, T-Pain. Man, it's a little bit of everybody on there, man. But and I got a record that come out next Friday featuring my daughter and Lecrae called All Right. So that's gonna be something big too.
Here we go.
Oh, dope.
I love that. Now you're a rapper and an activist, and you just returned from St. Louis helping the tornado survivors. How are the folks in St. Louis doing after all of that?
First and foremost, I don't know why they be giving me all these titles, man. I'm just Trae. I don't know. But man, St. Louis was something serious. You know, a lot of people don't understand the damage that comes from tornadoes and hurricanes, because you got to think you can see a whole street with nothing but the foundation there, you know, or you may see the whole front half missing. And the reason I went out there, man, I could just tell that they needed the help. And the same way like I did when I came to LA to help with the fires in Altadena was I use my platform and I'm able to show people and get more help, because, you know, a lot of people be under a rock. They don't really know what it looked like. They only see the couple of pictures or a couple of videos that media may show. It's nobody out there in the trenches that's actually helping the people and showing the people. So that's why a lot of people come to my page to see what goes on, because they know I'm right in the midst of it.
Yeah.
Now, Trae, the last time we spoke to you, you were looking for your daughter. Do you have an update for us?
Oh yeah, man. Got to give honors to God, because first and foremost, without Him, nothing is possible. And I learned a lot in the process, of becoming closer and loyal to Him. But my baby back, man. It was so crazy. January 1st, because New Year's I was supposed to go out and do a hosting. I didn't do it. I went to church instead. And that morning, about 5, I got a call and said that they had found my baby in Cali, close to the border of Mexico. And I stopped what I was doing. Me and my son Houston jumped on a plane, and less than hour or two flew to San Diego. Then we had to drive all the way down by the border. It was a place called El Centro. But man, it's been a ride. It's been a ride, because when she first got back, of course, even when it came to school, I literally would try and get her to go for like half a day, and I sit outside the classroom like the security guard, But it worked, and she adapted. And not only from missing 5 months of school, she came, and now she graduated. She at the top of her class, so we thugged it out. But I also got a surprise for y'all.
What's up? You got a baby on the way?
Hey!
What's up, pretty girl?
Hey, little mama.
How are you?
So look, you heard me say, how you doing? Yeah.
Good.
So it's really my manager at this point, because everything I do is dictated by her. You see what I'm saying? But yeah. No, we good. And we're actually, me and her, we're gonna be making an appearance. We're gonna go pop out to the BET Awards. So y'all will see us if y'all out there, man.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
we'll
be in
out
there. You definitely got to stop by. For sure. Now, Trae, you've mentioned Trae Day a couple times, man. Tell the roomies what's happening about the Trae Day weekend happening in Houston, and why do you even do it too?
So Trae Day is about giving back. I was blessed to have a bunch of actual different Trae Days now, but it's a week that I take care of the kids. I get their supplies, clothes. I bring a lot of people that the less fortunate will never be able to see, and put them right there with them. We get cars for families. We get scholarships. Be Good, which is Beyonce and them, they teamed up with me the last couple of years. I mean, it's like we doing everything and anything we can to take care of the people,
Yeah. That's what's happening.
That's dope.
That's what's happening, man. Well, thanks for joining us today, and we know we'll catch you out at BET. We'll all be out there. I'll be doing the radio side. They'll be doing the shade room side, and we're going to have a great time, man. Can't wait to see you in person.
So I'm going to hold y'all to that. If y'all do want to come to Trae Day, y'all let them know, and I bring y'all out here, So we really, y'all can see how I move in the community, and we can party after.
I love it.
Let's
go. I've been needing a reason to get to here. I've been needing a reason. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Baby, I got to go down there with Trae.
Right, we're going to do some work for the community.
Yes, sir.
All right, Trae, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for joining us. Bye, pretty girl.
She
is adorable.
That is so awesome.
She stole his face.
Yeah.
Do y'all know that feeling, though? Like, that's the best feeling in the world, getting your baby back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Comedian and content creator Trae Anderson is bringing the comedy to social media etiquette. Take a look.
So you can call me, but you can't check your DM? I don't want to talk. Check your DM first, and then respond to the video I sent you. I sent you something because I wanted you to see it. I don't just send stuff for fun. I send it because I want you to watch it. Check your DM. So you seen what I sent you. Well, why you didn't say nothing? I don't send stuff just for you to look at. I want your interaction. Like, I want you to have the same feeling that I had when I seen it, because I want to have that feeling with you together. Okay? Damn.
Oh my God.
We looking for drinks.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on over there.
No, I didn't want to mix up our drink. But no, I want to know, when your friends DM you, should you acknowledge it? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you acknowledge it immediately? When do you acknowledge when your friends DM you or message you?
If I like you in real life, I'm going to open it up right away.
Okay.
If I don't like talking to you in real life and you sending me DMs, you're going to sit for a while because I got to get in the mental space to talk to you. I don't, you know what I'm saying? If I don't enjoy talking to you in real life, your DM can sit there for a minute. But your friends, if this is your friend, yes, sometimes this is how you know you got a real friend when y'all have DM'd each other the same thing and haven't even realized it. Because you know, like that's what something we would talk about. That's when you know that's your day one.
I have a friend that over DM.
Oh,
Like it's a limit now. Okay, like in the beginning, like when I'm sitting down stationary and I can get my phone and I can see it, that's fine. But after they pile up, I get anxiety and then I don't want to open none of them because I feel like I'm too far behind.
Right.
You ever do that?
It feel like homework.
I do that in the group chat as well. Like I'm in the group chat while we going back and forth and we talking about the game. But after it piled up and I went and did something else, I can't go out. Like I have to scroll out. I'm just gonna wait till a new conversation.
Yep.
And I'll hop in.
Same.
Because I feel like I'm out of it now.
Yep.
See, that's because you guys do mornings. Y'all do mornings and y'all can go back. I do afternoons. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, so that's when everybody's up, moving and texting. I'm in the middle of my show. So I have to go back and text late, respond late, see the D. I see everything late.
Yeah.
Everything late. I like when everybody's doing what they doing, I'm in the middle of my show.
I get it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I get overstimulated.
All right, let me ask y'all, do y'all do this though? Do you ever reply with a text with a phone call? I am good for that. I am the king of I am the king of calling you after you sent me a text.
That's my era.
That's my thing.
Oh, you like to get on the phone?
I like to talk on the
Okay.
phone. It's much easier. And with text messages, my whatever I'm saying can kind of get messed up because
That's
you don't
true.
hear the inflection of how I'm saying it and what I'm saying.
Yep.
Oh,
So I like to call, even if it's a quick conversation. I'd rather call than text.
Hey, look, I will call you. I like FaceTime. I think FaceTime is cool. You know how long I've been waiting to be able to see somebody's face?
Let me tell you something, Keke. Every Chicago old school player love the FaceTime.
Yes.
We grew up on the Jetsons.
They love FaceTime.
Yes.
What up, boy? I got to do. He FaceTime me all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like, stop FaceTime me.
You have to schedule a FaceTime. I just
Look
like
at
it's
this, look at
very
this.
rude to just be FaceTiming people. But Chicago people do that all the time because they always think somebody trying to set them up.
Yeah.
So they want to see who all around, where you at.
It's
That's
invasive.
why Chicago people love to FaceTime.
It's invasive. It's like
It
walking
is.
in my room.
And it's so weird because you FaceTime and then you do this. You be like, yo, you see this? What you? It's you
Yeah.
face.
Yes.
It's like, so it's,
I hate her unplanned FaceTime.
Yeah.
Very rude.
Man,
oh my gosh,
man, I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's go ahead and move on now. What we got going on?
Man, we got Ian Dunlap.
Okay, what's
All right, now
happening?
we got some things going on, boy.
Yeah, we got some stuff jumping around on this
What?
screen, Roomies.
All right.
Shout out to y'all at a live show.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there, but let's jump into some TSR politics. Okay, it's been a lot happening today. Donald Trump and Elon Musk are in a social media war,
Wow.
and Congress is divided. So, Roomies, here to give us an update on the White House and Capitol Hill is Congressmember Jasmine Crockett.
Hey, y'all.
Queen.
Hey.
What's up?
This
Welcome
another
back.
one of our co-hosts.
Yeah,
She's
this
like
another
a fourth
co-host.
member of the show. What's up?
Yes.
Listen,
Now-
I don't know what to tell y'all about these trash, and then I won't cuss because I'm supposed to be trying to do better. People that are in power. Listen, I feel like we in a bad episode of Jerry Springer, God rest his soul, right? Where it's like, you know, baby daddy, baby mama drama. Like, we don't know like who the daddy is. That's
Come on.
how the congressional Republicans is acting. Like, wait a minute, I thought my daddy was this one, but this other one said he really my daddy. Oh, it is good. The tea is
Yes.
hot, and I am here for it.
So crazy.
I
so
feel like
crazy.
we all saw this coming, Jasmine, but did you think it would happen this soon?
I did not. Just like I didn't think Project 2025 would happen kind of overnight. I thought it would take some time. So
Wow.
everything is actually supercharged. I mean, just imagine how much we have been through. And it ain't even been 6 full months. But I do want people to take note. People like me been telling y'all the truth the whole daggone time, right? Like this was about people putting money in their pocket. Listen, the fact that I'm agreeing with Trump and Elon, like shit is hitting the fan. I mean, that is like next level, okay? Because like everybody know I don't have no good feelings about either one of them. But like literally for like Trump to be like, well, you know what? If we wanted to cut waste, we would just cut out your contracts. I didn't say that. Run the tape. Somebody got some tape somewhere of me
Yeah.
Come on.
talking about cutting Elon out of his ducats, right? Because
You worried about people getting $6 a day to eat and talking about that's what we got to cut, and you making $8 million a day. Boo, I know how to find the waste, okay?
Right.
And it resides with you, right? So now Trump is finally saying that. I'm like, but I've been saying that. MAGA, hello, MAGA, I've been saying that, right? But like, y'all don't want to read. Y'all just want to be like, I'm a talking head. And so the same thing with like Trump. Like, yeah, you've been putting stuff in these bills for your homeboy, right? So he like, wait a minute, you cutting me out of the action? Wait a minute, you saw me. This bill ain't beautiful. You know what? I'm gonna tell the people the truth. It's an ugly bill because guess what? Those tax credits for those electric vehicles, you know, that's kind of what I sell. Wait a minute, you cut them out. Oh, I feel away. So I want to kill the whole bill. This was never about fiscal responsibility. It was never about like trying to govern. This is literally like game on game, con on con. And I am so happy that everything is coming out. They talking about the Epstein files and all, baby.
I know.
I'm like, bring Elon in. He is ready to spill.
I was shook when he said that.
Hey, Elon, you better cool out. You saw what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. Decided to hang himself at the exact same time a camera malfunction. That ain't a smart play. That ain't a smart play. When I read that, I was like, you tripping.
Listen, I don't know what to say about all that, but I think that anybody who's paid any attention didn't really have doubts about the fact that he was a part of the Epstein files. Like that never crossed my mind. I mean, like, look at Trump. Like Trump, and I think that Trump does get some credit from some people because they like, you know what? I may not like what he doing, but that motherfucker gangster, right? Like they like his gangster. And I'm like, just so y'all know, like we probably don't want a gangster president, not against like the people that elected him, right? Like maybe with somebody else, but like we don't want anybody that is treating us in the way that he has. And so hopefully the Republicans in the Senate are so confused and so torn about who their daddy is that we don't end up enduring some of this pain that they're trying to inflict, because this was never about the people. This was about their circle. And right now, Elon is outside of the circle. And Elon is like, but I bought you. So what you mean? Like I bought and paid for. Like I'm gonna need what I paid for, okay? Because he did spend approximately $300 million and came out and said, basically, you would not have your seat but for me. I put you there, and you know, like black folk, like your mama, like I brought you in, I can take you out, right? Like so, this is gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna sit back and sip my tea, eat a little popcorn, and keep letting them spill.
Jasmine, the scariest thing to me was, Trump done let Elon see all the private sealed documents and everything. And you remember when they was going, they done seen everything. And then you kick them out the next week. You know what I'm saying?
They done pillow talked and everything.
Yeah, you done told all the stuff. Then you break up. It's like when you talking to your girl and you done told her all where the dope was hid.
You done told your side piece all your wife business.
And then you get caught cheating on her, and then you wonder why the police at your door. Come on. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't.
He getting ready for the BMF interview over here talking about that.
No, I'm just making it personal so people understand. You done showed everything. Yeah. And then you're gonna kick them out and then get into it with them. This is dangerous.
No, this is like, I look at it like my besties, right? Like your besties know everything about you. Like the things that nobody else knows, like your besties absolutely know. So like you either need to keep them or do something else, but you can't break up, okay?
Right.
And not be in a public position, because they can cause you so much harm, right? And we've seen this play out in other scenarios, but usually we have like more savvy people, say in the highest office in the land, and so we usually not kind of worried about this kind of ratchetness taking place. And yes, ratchet, say what y'all want to say. I know that they try to attribute ratchetness to black folk, but this is raggedy. Like if I had 14 baby mom or baby daddies, because he got 14 baby mamas, y'all will call me all kinds of stuff. So I just want to be clear. This is ratchet, raggedy, ghetto, hood, all the things. I just want to be clear. And some of us are just trying to, go to work and take care of our constituents and make sure that people that have been born in this country or people that have come to this country and decided that they deserve a part of the American dream, that believe in this idea of prosperity, that understand that you can have a real rags to riches story in this country and only in this country. That is what makes this country great. And then you sit up there and do things like cut off their education, decide that you want to cut off their ability to eat when they're little kids. And so therefore they're not even able to learn as well as they should be able to learn, that you want to cut off their healthcare and potentially may cut their lives short. Also what? So somebody can go buy an extra plane or buy an extra yacht or buy their next boo or whatever it is that they're going to buy. Like, I am happy that they are being exposed. The question is, how many people will wake up to the fact that they have been gaming people to get into position? And it is time for the people to rise up and say, the power belongs to us and we are going to take it back. And we are going to actually pay attention to who it is we are putting into office. We are not going to get caught up in the gimmicks, but we are going to pay attention to the policies that they are putting out, as well as their history. Don't just tell me what you're going to do. Show me what you done in the past. And if you ain't done nothing good for people that look like me, baby, I don't want to really talk to you.
There it is.
That's it. It's time to stand on business, honey. Now, we got to get to this. The roomies want to know, today, Republicans on the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, which you sit on, stopped an attempt to subpoena Elon Musk to come and testify on the Hill. Why do you think they said no to that?
Okay, so this is our second time trying, right? So we tried before, it didn't work. Then we tried again today. No one came to the hearing. So we assumed that because it was AI, it wasn't enough drama for them. We got all the drama queens on the other side, that they wouldn't come to like a hearing of substance, right? So they weren't in the room. There were, I think, a total of 4 Republicans in the room at the time that we basically said, and we're making a motion to subpoena Elon Musk to come testify. Now, we talked about how they had started beefing, right? Because he had started with like, kill the bill, call your senators. It's terrible. It's nothing but a bunch of pork. It's all this debt in the bill and all that kind of stuff, right? So we thought maybe 1 or 2 of them would be like, we want to see him. But the reality is that Elon knows too much. So they don't want to see him. No matter what, they don't want him under oath. They don't want him to be in a situation where if he lies to Congress, he can go to prison. And so even though it's not like Pam Bondi would do it anyway, but that's a whole other story. So like we literally had all the Democrats there, which I think is 20 or 21 of us now. I don't remember the exact number. And they were like, well, we got to wait for the clerk to get seated. So I was like, point of order, Madam Chair. How long does it take the clerk to sit down? Is the clerk here? Does she have an assistant? Like, ma'am, can we get to counting, right? I was like, or is it that you just know you don't have the votes? Because we took a vote, but we didn't take a vote on our motion to subpoena. Somebody from the Republican side said, hey, let's table the motion. That means we can't even debate it, right? So we would normally debate like why it is we should subpoena him, and they should say why it is they should. They don't even want to defend it. They just don't want to talk about it. So they did a motion to table with 4 people in the room, and then they're gonna say, okay, what's the vote? All the yays, okay, all the nays, okay, the yays win. I was like, ain't nobody here, girl. Ain't nobody here. So it's like, so staff went and took pictures of like everybody that was in the room. And we was like, we got a clerk if y'all can't find y'all's. Like, because the Democrats, like, she ready. She ready. And they was like, no. We was like, what's the problem? Like, it's not that hard. Like, do you want me to call a roll? Because it's not that complicated. It ain't nobody on y'all side here. I can call these 4 little names. I can, right? And so they were texting them basically like, come to work. And I'm like, ain't y'all the same party that's like, we need work requirements so people can get this $6 a day to eat? I'm sorry, but the last time I checked, you know, we make a little bit more than $6 a day. And y'all not at work. But y'all so pressed about everybody else, and y'all saying that's where the waste is going because they lazy, because they laid up so they can get their $6, but you getting a lot more money than that, and you weren't at work. So it's the hypocrisy for me, and it's insane because I thought maybe a couple of them may be on board, but they basically decided not to do the vote until they got their people in the room so that they could kill our motion to subpoena him.
Wow.
Let's say the subpoena did happen. What questions would you ask them?
Oh, child. Now that take. Listen, I only got 5 minutes that I'm allowed, so I would have to be very, very tight with it. But the first question is, where's the information? Who had access to it, and how safe was it, and why did he need it? That is the first thing. My seniors are concerned and scared, and when you think about it, a lot of states have elder care kind of laws. Like, you get punished to the level of a felony when you start to, take their banking information, take their social security numbers and that kind of stuff or whatever. And so, like, to me, it almost feels like an elder care type of situation. Now, all of us are subjected to it. But when we think about our elders and like all that they have to go through to try to like fix all of that if somebody has violated them, it's a whole issue. So my seniors, they want to know what happened to their data. I also really just want to clown him. I don't really have it. I mean, I want to know, do I think that he would give me solid enough answers that I feel like, oh, there's something to go with? No, I think we actually would need to pull Elon in to do a deposition, which when they decided they were so impressed with Hunter Biden's junk, they brought him in for a deposition, right? Like, we need a longer form thing that we're doing. We need a transcript. We need all those things, because I do believe, especially now that they're fighting, I do believe that he has a lot of intel about the criminality of this president. And those are things that I would really want to dig into. And I would not want to be limited to 5 minutes. And I honestly wouldn't really want cameras to be rolling, because when we go into our depositions, they are closed and they are for real. So I would actually be able to be in like full lawyer mode and literally depose this dude all day, probably not even just one day. We would depose him probably for some time, because it's bigger than 5 minutes of questioning. The level of seriousness of concerns that I have about things that he's done, with him saying things like, you won the election. Was it just the money? Or what else did you do? Like, I want to dig in. Like, I want to know, right? Like, I want to know every single thing that took place from the election until now. What were you promised? Why did you do it? Who are all these little Doge fools running around, big balls in them? I got a limitless list of things that I would actually want to dig into. And I think that we could only get to the heart of it if there were no cameras, because people like to put on for the cameras, and I think it's just way too serious. So I would actually want to depose him.
Okay. Wow, that was my big balls in them. Yeah.
That's what the boys are supposed to be called.
I'm just, Jasmine, you are a firecracker, I swear. When you brought up the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, because you made a big announcement this week, can you share the announcement with our roommates right now?
Yes. So I am running to become the lead Democrat on the House Oversight Committee. And in short, it's an investigatory committee. So that's why I said, you know what, I would rather just go straight lawyerly on this and do a deposition. I think that there are some things that he should answer for the American people and let them see him, but we would need to depose him. But I would be the one to chart exactly what it is that the Democrats decide to do. So once we get into the majority, which will hopefully be in less than 2 years, I would be the one to decide, these are what we are going to have hearings on. These are the people that we are going to subpoena and bring in. I would be the one to decide that. If I am to become the ranker in this current moment, then I decide what is the trajectory of what we do while in the minority. So for me, one of the things that I want to do is, I know people, and I know especially Black folk, right? Politicians show up, it's election time when you go to church and every politician is there, right? Like, you ain't seen them since the last election. You're like, oh, when the election, right? Because everybody shows up, and I just don't think that's fair. I think that the work that we do consistently, we need to consistently communicate it out to people, and we shouldn't necessarily just be looking for something from them. So I want to go into people's backyards. I want to give them an opportunity to testify about losing their federal jobs, about losing federal aid, whether it is direct or indirect, like whether it's Wheels on Meals funding, whether it's Head Start funding, all those things. I want people to be able to hear from their neighbors as the witnesses. And so we can do what we call shadow hearings, meaning that as the minority, we call them, and I can go wherever I want to. So I want to go around the country, and I want to make sure that people aren't necessarily just hearing from politicians, but they're actually hearing from their neighbors and hearing their real stories, and hopefully be able to elevate the amazing young talent that I have on this committee. And I think that I can elevate it in a unique way, because I have a social media following that the others in this race don't necessarily have. And I think that so many people are saying there's only like a couple of y'all fighting. I want to make sure I can elevate them to the extent that people are like, okay, wait a minute, it's more than Jasmine. Like, oh, it's some other ones. It's some other ones mixing it up. And so I think that that's one of the great things that we can do in the minority and show people that we're listening to them and not just showing up because we need something from them.
Yeah. And you know, your fellow Democratic House colleagues, they have to vote you in. And traditionally, these top committee seats are selected based on tenure. Now, you're going to be running against folks that are in their 70s. Do you think that your colleagues are ready for change?
We just going to pray. we gonna pray hard, y'all. We gonna pray hard. No, I have had the conversations because I understand seniority, and I think it is important, especially as a Black woman, to speak about the reason that seniority has always been a big factor. There was a time in which Black folks, specifically Blacks and Latinos, were not able to rise to the level of being like the head Democrats. And a lot of it has to do with how much money we do typically raise versus other people and that kind of stuff. And usually you have to show that you can raise a lot of money. And typically, you know, Black women are the most underfunded. I can tell you that in this race, I have raised over $4 million for DCCC, meaning that I raised it for the caucus, right? Since I've been in Congress, and I'm a sophomore. I can tell you that I was the 7th highest fundraising member of the entire Democratic caucus this first quarter. All right. So I did decently. I can tell you that I have done over 100 events across this country on behalf of other people. I can also tell you that I have given out over $500,000, whether it was in DCCC dues or whether it was direct donations to people. So like, I understand the history of it. I understand that historically it has been what has allowed people that look like me to rise. But I can also tell you that I've been grinding and doing everything that I can and not sleeping enough and not in my district enough and all the things, because I know that I can't get anywhere unless my team wins. And I am trying to literally just beg the team to put me in the game, right? Because we need to win. This ain't about me. Like anything that I need to do in my individual capacity, I can get it done. But at the same time, like I can't pass a bill by myself. I need to be in the majority. I can't dictate what is going to happen and open people's eyes to all the corruption that is going on and break it down so that they understand unless we're in the majority. I can't make a difference for the people that sent me to DC unless we're in the majority. And so I'm just asking them to like look at the full merits of the case, whether it's messaging, whether it's money, or whether it's the motivation that the base needs in this moment, and just put me in the game and let them see something different. And you know, if it don't work out, they can always when in less than 2 years, they can vote for somebody else. But I'm just asking them to put me in. But yes, historically, it has been based on seniority, and to say the least, I am not the most senior person in this race.
All right. Well, let's take a look at this, though, because we recently caught up with Senator Cory Booker, and he had something to say. Let's check it out.
So I'm going to play one game with you.
Please.
I'm going to give you the name of someone.
Okay.
And I want you to describe them in less than 10 words.
In less than 10 words?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. First person, Barack Obama.
Extraordinary human who served us so well.
Beautiful. I wasn't counting, but I'm taking your word that was less than 10. Jasmine Crockett.
Dynamic, powerful, prodigiously purposeful person.
Wow, these words are amazing. Kamala Harris.
My sister, who lives in service of others.
Beautiful. Elon Musk.
Whew. You see, I was raised in the church.
The vocabulary went out the window.
Defend people against him and pray that God guides his life.
Ooh, okay. All right.
There it is.
Okay. Now, what do you think about what he had to say?
He went through the struggle on Elon, honey. You know, all my my church went out the window when I was asked about Eli. Baby, it was 2 words. It was very simple. It was 2 words for me. I love Senator Booker for so many reasons. Literally, he called me. I was so nervous because I knew that I was going to be, submitting to do oversight. And we had a situation, if everybody's been paying attention, they've decided to charge a young Black woman who is a member of Congress for a situation that took place in New Jersey. And literally, she's facing up to 16 years in prison as a whole sitting member of Congress. Wow. And she is like a little sister to me. And I was so devastated, but they decided they were going to do a hearing in a subcommittee of mine, the subcommittee where I am actually the ranking member on judiciary. And so I was like, I got to be in full defense mode. Like, I got to do this. Like, I cannot allow them to get away with this rhetoric of, oh, angry, out of control Black woman, this and that. Like, I got to break down, like, why she was there. I got to show that, like, no, she didn't go up trying to do no nonsense. Like, there were all these things that were going through my head. But anyway, it's out of New Jersey. And so I went, I did the hearing. I was like nervous as all get out because I knew that literally the day before they had brought the federal charges against her. And so I wanted to be very careful about how I approach this thing. And one of the best calls I got that evening when I walked in was from the senator. And he just wanted to tell me that he was like, I'm seeing clips of you everywhere. He was like, you did that. And I appreciate you being in defense of these amazing members from my state. And so, I can't really say that we spend a lot of time on the Senate side as House members. Like, we are literally a house divided. So we don't really interact with the Senate very much. But I can tell you when it comes to Warnock, I can tell you that when it comes to Booker, I can tell you that when it comes to Angela, that they actually are very intentional about making their way over to us and making sure that they're working on those relationships. So eternally grateful. I like that he threw in an alliteration off the dome. He stuck with it, right? He's great though.
Yeah, we love to see that, him showing love, of course. Now, before we let you go, we want to let the roomies get to know you a little better. So we got some questions for you. Oh, do we have the questions?
No,
oh, okay, looks like we're going to let you go then.
Yeah,
we got
to get back to work. They're like, oh, she's got to get back to work.
Dang, I already have a little fun. That's all right.
Just don't believe what MAGA be putting out there about me, y'all. Ain't got all these husbands, ain't got all these houses, ain't got none of that, okay? None of it.
We know what the real is, okay?
Yeah, we know.
So we know you got to get back to work, but thank you so much for joining us as always, and we'll definitely be cheering you on from wherever we are.
Thank you. Good to see y'all.
Good to see you too.
See you. I love her so much.
Yeah,
I do.
Absolutely.
Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be one of the first to watch Stepping Into the Shade Room with Tim B, featuring Senator Cory Booker. That's dropping next week.
All right.
All right, now Ian Dunlap and Rashad Bilal, host of the popular podcast Earn Your Leisure, they're discussing the terms for living together. Look at this.
How long could you date somebody before you live with them?
I don't know. You building a palace? You tell me.
I don't believe in living with somebody that you're dating.
Whoa, wake it up. Wait, tell me more. Hold on, let me get a pen.
Well, if we live together, we're engaged or we're married.
Okay. You cooking, keep going. Cooking with Bilal. Go ahead.
Because you see, what's the point? What's the point of living together? Like, you're setting a dangerous precedent.
Especially legally, too, depending on what state you're in.
That's a fact. Common law living. Common law living. If we live together, we're engaged or we're married. That's just me. That's just me personally.
That's a great law. This is You Deserve to Be Rich. What chapter this is? Yo, y'all go re-record. Open up D&D again and go hit the bonus chapters. This is a great lesson.
Oh my God,
man!
Yep.
Oh my God, that is it.
So I want to know, how long should you date someone before you live with them?
until you're ready to marry him. Like you said, be engaged. You playing house. You playing house. You literally playing marriage. So a lot of people are like, you got to live with somebody before you can marry them and you want to get to know them. No, date them. Let them spend the night over your house until I'm ready to marry you, make you my wife. That is the only time that we are going to share a home together.
I just want to know when anybody going to be real.
No, I did it before. I did it before. It's a
Have
failure.
you ever lived
Zach.
with somebody before that you weren't married to?
Yeah, and it failed. It was a failure. It was a failure.
Okay, so do you think being married would have changed that? Living with somebody gives you an opportunity to be with them and see how they live. I don't feel like you know them for real until you live with them.
No, I mean, until I'm ready to commit to you, that's when I'm going to have you move into my home. That just or we go get a home together. That's just it. That's what it's about. I'm not getting ready to play like you my wife. You're gonna have basically all of the privileges of being my wife, and you not my wife. That just doesn't make sense. And I've done it out of order twice and failed miserably.
I agree with you.
I'm cool on that.
I agree with you. If you want certain things, you do need to set your life up to achieve those things. When you move in with somebody, Zach, you start commingling, you start mixing finances, you start having issues that married people deal with, but then you're not married. So then that can hurt your relationship because you have this type of weight that you're not even ready for yet.
Exactly.
But I do understand in this economy, you need to move in with somebody. Okay. It might not be your man or your woman, child, but you need a roommate, a cousin, somebody in this economy. So I'm not judging anybody because, child, I've been there, done that, doing it. So yeah,
I know, but
them bills is hit different when you got a little friend there with you.
Yeah, when you have some help. And I just don't like just because we may go through a bad situation or a failed situation that's it. Because guess what? I've lived with somebody and been married to him and it didn't work.
Well, that's true too.
You know what I'm saying? So marriage doesn't guarantee that this is going to work now because it worked. Or not being married may not have been the reason why it didn't work. But sometimes things just don't work out.
Facts.
And that's okay.
That's fair.
And that's okay. But I do believe if you're serious about somebody and y'all are serious and you're thinking about getting married to them, before you intermingle y'all, I'm gonna mess up a word.
Got some words on you.
Before y'all intermingle y'all finances, before you put together on a contract on paper that they can take half if they leave, you should probably see if you really enjoy. You do not know a person fully until you have lived with them. You just don't.
A lot of people are just trying it out. Like, hey, I like you a lot. We've been together for 2 years. Now, you know what? Let's live together. So, to me, it's just, I would much rather vet you out to be my wife, and then we gonna move the steps accordingly of being my wife.
There it is.
I don't even think your wife gonna be able to live with you. But anyway.
She gonna love me because I'm gonna give her
nobody move in with him.
I'm gonna give her the hammer.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy. All right. Let's get into the next topic, please.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, man. Okay, Roomies. We're a few hours away from the first episode of BMF season 4.
Come on now.
Yeah, man. And here to get it started is Myles Truitt, aka Big Mickey. What's up, boy? What's happening?
What up, though? What up, though?
What up, though?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to see y'all. I see a small box of y'all. I can't.
Okay, well, look, it's all good. We here with you. Yeah. Hey, man, before we get started, though, Myles, man, how long should you date somebody before you live with them? Go and jump into this debate, dog.
I mean, yeah, I have my answer while listening to y'all. Honestly, I think to somebody's point, they said it earlier. We're trying it out, right? You live with some, you've been in a relationship with somebody for a year or 2, maybe 3, and it's like, all right, what are we doing? Let's move in with each other and let's see. So I think, I think it all depends on if you're in a relationship with that person and how long you've been in that relationship. I know this generation quick to move in with each other after a couple months,
Yeah.
And I think that's a little bit of inflation, the reason why too, that has an effect.
Yeah.
It does have an effect on our, the relationships in this generation too, and the situations that go on. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I get it.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Now, okay, BMF returns tonight. So does Big Mickey. B I want to call him Big Mickey.
B
Mickey.
Please don't call that man Big Mickey.
Hey man, you were absent last season, so what's new with B Mickey?
Ah man, it's a lot. Last time you guys saw B Mickey, the last thing Meek said was he didn't want to kick it with you, talk with you, skate with you, none of that, right? Kick rocks. And coming back to this season, we're introduced to, uh, a man rather than a boy. First season it was a corner boy, and now we see a man and what the situations and experiences that he goes home to. He now has another love interest. He's reliving that that love and lust that he had with Kato, and he also is now a father now. So it's more of that in that world of just an adult like manhood of B Mickey. And it's more of like a get back too, like shoot, he's been gone for a minute, so he's working at the factory now, is trying to make ends meet. So it's a lot going on, a lot of spiritual warfare, and for his get back is really to see if he can make money and get back in the game, and who else to hit up, hit up than Meech, and Terry. So yeah.
Wow. Now, have you had the chance to meet Southwest T or the real Big Meech like in real life?
So that's funny you ask. So yes, I met Terry in person. Cool cat, down to earth, real chill. Very reserved, but he loves the show. Every time he talk about the show, he smiles. So that's a good thing. But when it came down to Meech, only conversations I've had was on the phone. But he vice versa. He's loving the show, loving everything that he's been seeing. He's been saying like, my character is one of them ones that he's really been enjoying, and I feel like just hearing that is just jet fuel and motivation for me. As a not as just an actor, but as a creative, because I'm reliving somebody's story, and not only his story, but there are people that can watch this show and be like, that didn't happen, or he's not illustrating a story that's believable, and that's truthful. So at the end of the day, hearing that from both of them, it was amazing, honestly.
Dope. Well, we're really excited about BMF and the season
Me
premiere,
too.
season 4.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
And the show is centered in the 90s, so have you picked up some 90s style or vibes that you wish we still had today?
Well, my friend group called me Unc. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I'm from around the way. So I collect vinyls. I got a record player. You know what I mean? I don't really have an Apple Music playlist. I listen to the radio. You know what I mean?
Okay. Old school.
I got three
school.
different. Look, I got three different shades of Pumas. You feel me?
Yeah.
I got the Kango hats. You know what I mean?
Come on.
No, and this ain't from wardrobe, from no set particular. You feel me? But to stop joking around though, I feel like my spirit is like a man that was born in like 82, and it's like every show that I've been in is going back in time. I love reliving history. Like I did Stranger Things, that was in 1986. BMF, that was from 83 to where we're at right now. New Edition, that was 80s.
Yeah.
It's just everything that I've been doing is just back in time. So like I love reliving history, because at the end of the day, like as a kid, I realized we're restricted to like a certain amount of context about where we're from, what we've done, who we are. And the fact that I'm able to like embody somebody and go back in time and get in the clothes and hear the music in the wardrobe room and just get it's very eccentric and amazing. Honestly, it gives me goosebumps for real. So I love it. When I'm playing a 90s character, I'm already 90s character before they say action.
Can you barbecue? You said you old school.
Can I barbecue? I could two-step, boots on the ground. Let your body move. Yeah, come on now. I got a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, Myles, I'm from that era, man. I actually lived a lot of this, man. So let's play a quick game of the 90s, this or that. Now, you got to pick one, okay?
Okay, bet. All
right, let's do it. All right, first of all, Karl Kani or FUBU?
FUBU.
FUBU.
I'm gonna go FUBU.
I'm going FUBU too.
Me too.
I'm
You
going
know,
Carl.
very,
I
you know,
need
very
that jacket.
sweet, very calm. You know that. I mean, are we going off of color palette right now over what I'm seeing, or are we going just in general?
Just in general. In general.
I'm gonna go with FUBU because I'm more familiar with it.
Okay, yeah. Carl Kanai was a. Yeah, I had to go Carl Kanai.
You going
It's probably one of the ones.
I was there. I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. Carl Kanai kind of led into the Jabot era, which I wish they would have put Jabots up there. But let's go ahead. Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society? That's tough. Both are hood classics.
Ricky. Man, I would say Menace to Society because I would probably want to play. I would want to play either one of those roles more than
Yeah.
I enjoy watching Menace to Society more as like a creative and be like, oh damn, like I want to do that. Boys in the Hood is like, all right, like little nigga, this is a story that you need to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah,
Menace to Society you can watch more than you can watch Boys in the Hood.
In my opinion, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I would go Menace to Society too.
And Chicago, Lorenz Tate.
Yeah, shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother.
Shout
All right, let's get to another hood classic. New Jack City or Belly. Now this one's tough. This one's tough. I'm gonna go with watchability though.
No, I ain't gonna say it. I'm New Jack City. New Jack City.
Ooh.
What about you?
Only because I watched it. I ain't watched Belly. I know. Look, I know y'all was gonna tear me up on that one. I know y'all was gonna tear me up on that one.
How could you say you love the 90s? You gotta, man. You better go when we get, man. Hey, turn it on before you go to sleep tonight, man. It be done. It's not a long movie, but it be done quick.
I ain't see it either.
You ain't never seen Belly either.
I saw New Jack City.
What in the? You've never seen Belly?
I can't stand when people do that when you ain't seen the movie.
I know
they
they
about to have a stroke. Oh, no, I never saw it.
No, it can't.
But no, I have seen it.
Thank you. You don't even know about
And
Keisha?
And if I did see it, it was probably on BT and they didn't cut, so I didn't get the full.
Right, you didn't get the full experience.
I didn't get the full experience.
Man, y'all watch Belly tonight, man. I would say New Jack City is a good one.
Is that Nas? Is that Nas?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nas is in it. That was Nas's first acting role.
Nas. Okay,
Steve Nas is in it, man. Like, come on.
Okay,
And
I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it.
X went crazy. You gotta see when they in there smoking.
My bad, fam. My bad. Look.
You know how black people get when you tell them you ain't seen the movie.
Yeah, it's like
I'm about to go. I'm going. That's one of my joints, man. But I would just say Belly. New Jack City is a classic, but Belly's you can watch. Belly can watch it.
Look at the Roomies. They losing their mind.
They get so dramatic. Black people can't take it when you ain't see it.
Never seen. Like, no, bro. I'm still alive. I got time.
Hell, bro.
Come on, I can't end on that one. There's gotta be one more.
No, you got some more. You got some more, Miles.
Okay.
Fresh Prince or Martin? I know, right?
That's tough.
I know that's super tough.
I think I seen this on like TikTok or like Instagram. It was that main one.
Y'all making this tougher than it is.
I'm gonna go Martin.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Martin for me personally, but for like with my family, you know what I mean? Or like, you know, when I have a family, it'll be Fresh Prince. Put him on the Fresh Prince.
Okay.
Yeah.
Martin is just Martin for me all day. Fresh Prince was legendary, but Martin just will live forever. It will live forever.
I love Fresh Prince, but Martin is the one.
Yeah,
Martin is the one.
Yeah,
too many iconic characters came out of Martin. And
it's like Fresh Prince is like it's that comedic, corny relief. Like, you know what I mean? And not everybody, you know what I'm saying, might like that. I love it. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like Martin.
Oh, Miles.
We lost him.
Lost Miles.
Big Mickey, where you at, baby? What's up, dog?
Not Big Mickey. It's
B. I said B.
B Mickey.
I said B.
Sean, did you know that Zach never saw Belly?
Now you gonna make him mad.
I can't believe it, bro.
I'm having a seizure. They ain't never seen it.
I love us.
I hope people see this and give y'all hell for this,
well,
man.
what's y'all favorite hood classic movie of all time?
I like hood classic movies, but you know I'm a comedy person.
What's the hood classic movie for you?
Okay.
That'd be like Friday is it?
That's what I was waiting.
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday's
Friday.
it.
Yeah.
Mine is Low
That's
Down
all
Dirty
good.
Shame.
I put that in the comedy category though.
Low Down Dirty Shame.
No,
Oh,
Friday. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
let's be
there
make
you
you
back.
back.
All right, Miles, what's up, big dog?
I'm back. Little
All
bro
right.
had called
All
me.
right, now, it's all good, Miles. Now, we hear you have jumped into the streaming and gaming world. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I got my whole streaming setup right now, mic and everything. Yes, so it's gonna be called Truitt City, right? It's my own GTA role play type server. You know, it's gonna be very interactive. It's a digital world where, you know, I mix gaming, storytelling, you know, and just really the culture at the same time. So I made a trailer for it and everything. Like, it's got that Kai Cenat influence. You know, shout out to my boy Kai. So right now it's in pre-production right now. But I started streaming probably like 2 weeks ago, and I ain't even gonna lie. It's a shout out to everybody that's doing it for real. You know what I mean? But the reason why I like created, I wanted to build something where like I could bring, you know, acting and gaming together. You know, not just, you know, play it at the same time. You know, but tell like stories and create characters and people. You know what I'm saying, that we care about. And then on top of that, I'm going to format that from where we stream, and I'm going to platform it on YouTube and make it like episodic, and do voiceovers and like in different missions while we're doing it. I'm going to capture that footage and do, you know, and make it like a series in a sense,
Movie,
you
yeah.
know.
Okay.
So something, you know, something that hasn't been done, you know, and it's definitely, you know, a process. And but I wouldn't say it's hard. It's a challenge that I've definitely been taken by the horns, and, you know, just learning, you know, day by day, and just making it, you know, just a new hobby, you know. So
That's dope.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
You mentioned Kai. Are there any other streamers that you've been rocking with?
Kai, definitely my boy T Grizzly, you know, definitely he influenced, you know, just the RP server world, you know, and everything. Shout out Mr. Beast, you know. I used to like, I'm a podcast cat, you feel me?
Okay.
So shout out my boy DC Carlos, you know what I mean, all of them. But like as far as like streaming, I'm starting to like get back into, because I was a gamer when I was a kid, right? But then I had to find out one main profession, and then acting like really started taking his wheels, and it's been like, I look back, it's been 10 years almost. So now like I'm starting to play the game a little bit more, you know, and studying off of the professionals. I wouldn't even put no quotes about that. This is definitely a profession that people are doing well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so yeah. And I got a group of people, crew members with me that's also going to be doing this service. So shout out my boy Beezy and Jonte. They have their own audience and fan base on TikTok and Instagram. If you guys want to follow them, a little quick shout out to them. But they're going to be bringing more, more of a vibe, more dynamic to it, and to play the characters within the storylines that I create. It's making me a little bit more in my director bag. And then on top of that, just every week, involving different guests, and we're going to be dropping it after each episode of BMF. So that's just going to make it even like more, crossing the worlds of both of them. But once you see the trailer, man, you'll really, you guys are going to be excited for sure. For sure.
Okay.
Very cool.
We'll definitely be on the lookout for that. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us.
already
And I'm
know.
sorry, you got to go watch Belly now. That's your assignment.
Yeah.
But
I do.
Roomies, don't forget to check out Myles on season 4 of Star's BMF.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all for real. I saw in the directions it said don't leave yet. So
Yeah.
Hang around.
Hang around.
Yeah.
But fellas, we got to move on to this, because this week on TSR Investigates, Justin Carter has the scoop on the new controversial president at FAMU. Take a look at this.
Will they be knuckin' and buckin'?
I feel like students honestly are ready to fight.
A fight for transparency.
Listen, Justin, it could go from 0 to 100 real quick.
This woman has one HBCU community hissing.
MAGA is trying to take over leadership at several of our beloved institutions.
She has no university experience, but has been named the president at FAMU.
We know HBCUs have always been a target.
The stinger? She has ties to the Republican Party in Florida and is drawing new concern. Is a Republican takeover about to happen at other HBCUs too.
I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates.
That's us. That's the A-list FAMU alum.
Yeah.
How did she even get elected? That's my thing. How do you get the job?
She was appointed though, and that the question is, who appointed her? You know what I'm saying? We've had so many issues with them trying to diminish our HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? And somebody who went to a HBCU, the state of Tennessee owes Tennessee State University so much money, got rid of the whole board and appointed their own board, so they won't have to be responsible for the money that they owe Tennessee State. And you see this happening at FAMU. They are literally trying to destroy our HBCUs, and you know that is an incubator for successful Black people to go to.
Absolutely.
And that really bothers me.
It should.
That is crazy.
That really bothers me.
It should.
That is crazy. And more people need to talk about it. So Justin is getting to the bottom of it, shining the spotlight on it, and getting to the tea, honey. So make sure you stream that full episode on the Shade Room's YouTube channel. That'll be coming out.
Yeah, definitely gotta check that out.
All right, fellas, we've been a lot of places tonight, but you know what? We'll be back next week, Roomies, with more Shade Room headlines, debates, and trending topics.
Yes, and make sure you like and subscribe to the Shade Room's YouTube channel, all right?
Yeah.
So you never miss TSR Live and our other shows like Stepping Into the Shade Room and TSR Investigates.
Yeah.
All right. Now, until next week, guys, and after the BET Awards, which I can't wait, make sure you represent the culture with excellence. Woo, woo.
Woo, woo.